So of course it was a very minor problem. I forgot to type the I, right? I copied the imports, but the real problem is I forgot the I. And so then it worked. We need to make sure it's also a configuration. And what this is going to do is it's going to add the resource handlers. So it's going to take all the paths and translate all the paths and send them to class path static and the static index. And so which page is that? This guy. And so this guy, the student app, is going to actually get all the routing requests. That is essentially Spring Boot giving up all routing to Angular, which is exactly what we want. Angular should handle all routes. We shouldn't get a white page type problem and so forth. So let's go ahead and run it. You can see what I mean. So now we no longer need to run this at all. So I'm not going to do it. We just run the Spring Boot. Without the MVC configuration, I'm going to show you a couple things, but it'll obviously route appropriately, so we don't have to worry about that. But now I can just go localhost 8080, and it's a student app. And this works completely, right? There's no issues. The difference is what happens if we type "you suck," right? Well, it goes back to Angular. Angular sees the route and deals with it. If that wasn't the case, and you tried to go to something that Spring Boot didn't understand, like you tried to go to login like this, Spring Boot would handle the routing, would try to route it to a endpoint, and it would fail, and you'd see a white page error. But with that MVC configuration, everything that it doesn't know what to do with is going to route here. Now, what happens when we type these things? These things still route, so we still can see these. Right? You can still see these things, so that still routes the way we expect it to route. However, when it doesn't have a route that it doesn't know what to do with, it goes here. Yes. Yay. And why did it show the students login, by the way? Should it have shown the students login? Now it's just going to give me a second to look at this because it shouldn't. I feel like you should have been logged in, right? So let me see. Oh, yeah, I did log in earlier, right? Right. So if I go to student list, it goes back to login. Huh. Interesting. I don't really have an answer for that. Right, because it should check to see if you're logged in, even if you go to the endpoint, right? So even if you go here, it should see if you're logged in. It shouldn't just but and the code is correct. Maybe I'm running an older version, but anyway, oh, you know what we need to do? We no longer need the cross origin, by the way. You can actually comment that out because you're no longer running on a different origin. It's all running on the same location. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to make a difference. It should not. Yeah, see, I'm still logged in. I was still logged in, or I thought I was still logged in. And so I bet you that's a big problem. Anyway, the only other thing I'm going to do, and this is just for students that are interested, this isn't, necessary for your project. I do want to talk a little bit about, There you go. It should be an empty list. I somewhere in the browser it thought I was logged in. Anyway, we're gonna do some sorting. Will be the next thing I do. We'll sort locally and we'll sort remotely. What that actually means is we're gonna actually sort. We're going to sort using Angular, and it's going to sort the list. Since we only have a very small list, we can do that. But realistically, since we have a database backing store, we should actually use the database to do our sorting. So I'll show you both mechanisms here in the next recording. All right, thank you.